Well, hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully, you guys are having a great Tuesday. We're getting ready to start this show. Let you guys know what it's all about accessible today. We're going to be talking about all this accessibility, all this news that has been coming out lately in the news. So I just wanted to bring you guys some information. That way, you guys will know for sure what to do, when to do it. So it's going to be a lot of information for you guys. Let me see. I'm just waiting for some of you guys to come in so that we can start the show and get it rolling. So that way you guys can have all this info that you guys need. I know not a lot of people might need it, but it's also good to have just in case, because you never know, just in case if you have a family member or somebody that might need this information, or you might be able to assist a friend, when they're traveling on a cruise. So hopefully, it'll be a good information. As you guys know, not so long ago, if you guys are keeping an eye on the cruise news, P&O Cruises didn't allow a gentleman to board on one of their cruises because the gentleman did not have, or actually he did not do the forms that he needed to do to bring in his wheelchair on board of a P&O cruise. Hey, Miss Jen, welcome in. Hello. How hopefully you're feeling a little bit better today. Thanks for coming into the live stream. So P&O, just like any other cruise line. Hey, Miss Donnell, thank you so much for coming in. How are you today? Lovely to see you guys that are back and after your big cruise and your amazing adventure. Marjorie, how are you, my love? Welcome in. I have not seen you around here in a little bit, but I'm so happy to see that you're here. Welcome in. But yeah, guys, so P&O is a sister company to Carnival Cruises, like as Carnival, Princess P&O, Aida, and a couple of more other lines. And this gentleman was going on a cruise. He had no idea that he needed to fill out a mobility form, and he was not able to board the cruise because he didn't have the mobility form. They did mention to him that he can go on the cruise, but he was not able to bring his, I think it was a scooter or I think it was a mobility scooter on board because he had not had the forms in time. A lot of people did not know that you needed to fill out these forms. I actually have copies of these forms for different various cruise lines so that you guys can see what they look like. Every cruise line, you need to fill out a mobility form. Whether you need the mobility form to bring in a wheelchair, a scooter, if you have a CPAP machine, or any other special needs, this form will help the cruise line take an inventory of what's coming into their cruise. And that way they know, how many of them are going to be or how many maybe, for your CPAP machine, if you need distilled water, how many, bottles they might need to buy or gallons of water, or how many extension cords they might need on board. Hey, Cruise Nuts, welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. So as you can see, it's not just as simple as booking your cruise, doing your check-in, and not doing this form. So I took the time to gather some information for you guys. I'm going to show you some forms on the different cruise lines that you guys can, be familiarized with. If you do need a copy of the actual form, get with me, send me an email or call me, and I'll be more than happy to submit one, and send you back an email with whichever forms you need. Because you are going to need these forms. Maybe you knew about it, but if for whatever reason you did not know and you're learning this today, this might be a good help going forward on your cruises. So I'm going to put here, this one here. This is the mobility questionnaire for Carnival Cruises. As you can see, they're very simple. You're going to fill out your name, your booking, your ship and sell date, your stateroom, telephone number, your email. And it says, I will be bringing in a wheelchair or scooter, yes or no, what type, fold up electric scooter. So it gives you all that information here. They also go through accommodations, and they have a whole lot of more information below on this form. So this is the one that you would need for Carnival Cruise Lines if you were booking a cruise. So once you fill out all this form, you send it to assess@carnival.com. And once they receive it, you will get an email saying that they receive it. Once it gets processed, you're going to get another email saying that, it got processed. Make sure you keep that email handy just in case if on embarkation day, for whatever reason, something happens, you have some sort of document that says, I did mail it. I did get the confirmation. Here it is. On Royal is a little bit different. On Royal, you will need to go to Royal Caribbean Special Needs form. You will go here, and this is kind of like, it's more like digital online, and you will fill out all this information. You can also print it and send it to special_needs@rccl.com, or you can give them a call to confirm your needs, whichever one is easier for you. So that is Royal Caribbean. Okay, so everybody's saying hello there. All right, this one right here coming up, this is Norwegian Cruises. In Norwegian, you type in Norwegian accessibility forms, and you're going to click where it says accessibility and medical questionnaire, which is a little hyperlink in blue. You're going to click there, and the form is going to come out, and you can print it or you can do it online as well, and you're going to submit it. Some of these forms are more like, already ready to submit online, and some of them you can print and send out, whichever one is easier for you. And this one is your Celebrity Cruises, guests with special needs form. Input all the information. It's going to ask for all sorts of stuff. And again, you're going to fill it all out, and you're going to send it to special_needs@celebrity.com. They're pretty simple forms, guys, to get processed through. It's not like if it's going to take you a long time to get done. This one is your Princess Cruise Line. If you're going through a Princess Cruise, this is the mobility questionnaire that you will need to fill out. Also, once you, on the bottom of this form, is going to ask you, they have a whole lot of questions and different mobility questions or different special needs that you might have. On the bottom of this one, it has an email address where you can also email it, or you can also call it in if you need to. So some of these forms, I just wanted to show you, some of them. That way you guys have that into perspective whenever, especially for those with special needs or those customers that actually book a accessible cabin, whether it's a half accessible or full, you need to have these forms. Miss Marjorie here she said, I never filled them out before as a solo cruiser until I heard about this event with this guy with a wheelchair. Sometimes, Miss Marjorie, depending on the situation in the cruise line, do you do an accessible cabin, or yours is just like regular? Because sometimes they don't ask for it, I'll be honest with you, but sometimes they do. But it's always good to have it, because you don't want to end up in a situation where you're at the port and they're not allowing you to board that ship after you pay all that money, and then you're going to lose all of that because you didn't sign in your special needs. And that's a lot of people. I have gotten a lot of information, messages from different people that they never knew about this either, that this was something new to them. So that's what prompted to do this live show today, so that we can discuss all these things about special needs, the different things. No different than, many of you might not know this, but if you're booking a special needs cabin and truly you don't have any type of special needs that you need to book that cabin, you're just booking it because you want a bigger cabin. If the cruise lines finds out, you might get booted out, of that cruise, because you actually booked the cabin with an accessibility that you really did not need. I know that with Norwegian, when it comes to Norwegian, Princess Cruises, Holland America, they actually do take you when you're going through the process, whether a travel agent or possibly a regular customer calling in and you're requiring a special needs cabin, they record the part where you have to say, I do agree that the client or whoever it is does have special needs, and this is the reason why that cabin is being booked. Because if they find out that you don't have special needs and you're just in that cabin, and maybe somebody with special needs needed that cabin, that is going to become a big problem. And then it's going to be on you, and you're going to get booted out. You're not going to be able to go on that cruise. And a lot of different, they can take a lot of different situations can happen if they find out. I personally was on Wonder of the Seas, and I had a guarantee ocean view that I got. It was a guarantee. And I think like about 7 days before my cruise, when they gave me the cabin number, it was an accessible cabin. I didn't choose the accessible cabin. They provided the accessible cabin. So that's a little bit different when the cruise line provides that cabin to you versus you purchasing it at the beginning and going through that process where they ask you, if they even ask you, if you have any, accessibility, that's the reason why you wanting that cabin. Welcome in, Bethany. How are you, beautiful? Thank you so much for being here. So there's there could be multiple different scenarios, different situations that might happen. I just wanted to kind of like touch base with all of you guys and kind of like talk to you about the different situations that might happen when you're either booking an accessibility cabin or that you're not filling out your forms. It's best to understand and know than to get to the port when you're ready to go on this cruise and you're happy and everything, and they tell you, well, you didn't fill out the form, you can't go, like what happened with this guy. Let me see. Hello, Skyro. First off, thank you so much for being here. I've never been detained or questioned about bringing my mobility scooter on a Carnival cruise. I have never filled out an accessibility form of any of my Carnival cruise lines. Well, that's a good thing, to be honest, that you have not have that in that situation yet. But just so that you know, don't be surprised if one day you do have that situation. It's the form is like very simple to fill out. It's very easy, and sometimes it's best to fill it out and have that peace of mind than have an issue of what's going on with this gentleman. Because I will tell you something. I know Carnival sometimes don't even ask certain things, certain people, and they do. I don't know if it's a random kind of thing or do they ask everybody, because I've never had that situation, per se as a travel agent. But I do know of some of my customers that do book accessibility. I do let them know that they need to fill out that form just in case. Welcome in, Embarkation Nation. Thank you so much for being here today. Miss Marjorie saying, I always book a standard room for my walker. I booked my first accessible cabin for my roommate in 2025 for the rock. Okay, if it's a walker, I don't think you're going to have too much of a situation. I think it's mainly for the wheelchairs and the scooters, because, and I think it's mainly more now than before, just for the simple situation that they're having a lot of issues with the scooter issues being on the outside of your cabin. So I'm guessing to prevent that, they want maybe a count of how many, are they going to have on their cabin, and if these scooters fit on the cabin, so they won't be on the hallways, because that is a hazard if you leave a whole bunch of them on the hallway. Quite frankly, I've never had a situation where I've seen them on the hallway. It really doesn't, I don't care, but there has been other people that have complained if they're on the hallway. I'm so glad that the cruise lines are cracking down. As someone who has had to use an accessible cabin, and they are all taken by people who not need it. Carnival is the worst for verifying. Yeah, I know that it's like some people do verify, Bethany, and some don't. But I'm guessing right now they're actually kind of like doing this whole situation where they're cracking down on these situations, to make sure that everybody, that you're safe, that that we don't have, because when I did a Journeys cruise, like in 2018, a lot of the people that go on the journey are retired people, and there were a lot of scooters. Like when I say a lot, on my hallway, I had about close to 10 on my hallway alone, and they were outside of the cabin. So it was a little bit, kind of like weird trying to get through to some of these because they were different sizes. I really didn't care. I don't mind. It is what it is. But I guess a lot of people don't like it because that's the hallway. And sometimes if the boat is kind of like going rocking back and forth, that could be a hazard thing, to have on the hallway. So it's one of those things that we have to take into consideration. That's the reason why I think Carnival not so long ago was talking about the scooter size to make sure that it does fit in your room, and it's probably because of that. So there's probably going to come a point in time where these forms are going to take more into play, and you do not want to be that kind of person that ends up at the check-in at the port, and then they tell you, well, sorry, but you didn't submit your form. You're not gonna sail with us today, and that's gonna become a problem. Let me see. I'm a bad driver, so I try not to rent a scooter. Oh my God, Marge. So yeah, guys. So I wanted to bring you some of that information out today, and due to the recent news with that gentleman with the piano. I know his family did actually went on their cruise. He got, the P&O told him that he could go, but he was not able to take his scooter. Now, what I don't know if by doing that they were able to get him a wheelchair. I don't know, but the gentleman never went on the cruise. I know he drove himself back home. So that's one of those things. I think there is more to the story about the guy being denied boarding than what we have heard. I believe that too, Skyro. Everything, with everything nowadays, we only know one side. We really don't know the whole story about that. But me, like I said, when we take the travel agency training, that's one of the things that we have to make sure that we let everybody know, depending on the booking, especially if they're accessible, did you file a form? You got to make sure that these forms get filled out, because you as a travel agent, and also for your client, you don't want to end up in a situation where there's a big issue and the client did not go because you failed to tell them that they had to do a form. I only do it to only these cabins that are with special needs. That's when I actually, submit in the cabin. I know with MSC, anybody can book any of their cabins. I've never had an issue booking an accessible cabin for a person with accessibility. But I do know that MSC, as of right now, doesn't crack down too much on it. But more than likely, they're going to start probably doing something about it. Okay, so Bethany says, yes, we had a cabin with a scooter and they had moved us out of the accessible due to overlooking, and I had filled out the forms that they moved us to Havana accessible, as scooter wouldn't fit in a regular room. Well, there you have it. I know that there's a company, I think they're called Scoot Around. That's the company that usually, when some of my clients are traveling and they don't have a scooter or that fits, they usually tend to call these people. And Scoot Around, it has been in the business for many years. So what they do is they bring these scooters all the way to the port. You pick them up there and they'll pick them up from the port, and they make sure that these scooters do fit in your room. And I've seen some scooters that now that they're smaller and they can fit in your room and even underneath your bed if you need to store them or things like that. So there's different types out there. My PVP at the time was like my PVP at the time was on like white on rice, stating that not acceptable and you need to move them. Yeah, it depends. It depends on everything. It depends on who's checking you in and all of that. Hey, Miss M, thank you so much for being here. No problem. You do what you got to do. Let me see. I can't wait to challenge you on the race scooter. Oh my God, there's going to be a scooter race. Where's this going to take place, Marjorie? What ship? Is somebody going to be, is Skyro going to be vlogging this race that you guys are going to be doing scooter to see who wins? That's so funny. But yeah, guys, that's some information that I wanted to bring you on accessibility. Hopefully, this is something, that would assist you. I just wanted to show you the different forms, because I had a person says, I've never seen these forms ever. And I say, yeah, they're out there. Even for the clients, all you got to do is just type in on Google, celebrity, royal, whoever you're going with, and you just type accessibility forms, and it'll pop right up. It'll pop right up. And even on your Carnival website, you put accessibility forms in it, and they have them on there too. So there's many different ways, guys, that you can get this, these forms. They're out there. The question is, how many people know about these forms? That's truly, if you think about it, that really is truly the question. Do the people know about the forms? Like Skyra was saying, he's been on Carnival many times and he's never had an issue. So it could be that one of these days Carnival decides, to crack down on it, and then it'll be a big problem. It'll be a big problem if one day they decide to check on every person coming in with a scooter or whatever, and God forbid that these people did not do the form, because it's going to be a big problem. And I'm just trying to put it out there so that you guys know, that way going forward, even if you do the form and you never get asked, at least you did it, and at least you'd have that peace of mind that you're going with all your ducks on a road, and you don't have to worry about any issues at the port, or you having to not get on that ship because you didn't have a form. Because at the end of the day, it's just a piece of document that they need. So let me see. My text is about family tomorrow in town for a few days. Oh, that's awesome, Em, that you're gonna have family in town. That is so cool. Yeah. This weekend, if everything goes well, I will be in Key West for the Memorial Weekend. So I will be over there with my family. Hopefully, I'll be doing not hopefully, we will be doing a live, and all of that. I rented out a 3-bedroom condo in Key West. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, Will G, welcome in. Thanks for being here today, Will. Thank you so much for being here. So yeah, it's going to be nice doing something a little bit different than a cruise. So we're going to be driving. It takes us about, I think it's about an 8-hour drive from my house to Key West. So we're going to be about 20 minutes away from Duval Street, where is that closer to the southernmost point. So that's going to be pretty cool. Hey, Warmstrom Adventures, how are you, sir? How are you doing today? We're just chit-chatting about the accessibility and the forms that you need for your cruises. If you have a wheelchair or a scooter or a CPAP machine, or you need distilled water, you need extension cords. There's these forms, guys, and I'm going to show you the forms again so that you guys can see them. This is the questionnaire for Carnival Cruise Line. This is that one. Royal is more online with the special needs forms. They also have a phone number there that you can contact them, and you could do it over the phone instead of sending a form out. Then you have Norwegian Cruise Lines. The hyperlink is the blue one, which is accessibility and medical questionnaire. That's the one that you will fill out, or you can also give them a call to that number for accessibility assistance. You can also chat online with them if you need to. This one is for Celebrity Cruises, guests with special need forms. And then you can always send it back to special_needs@celebrity.com. And then this one is for Princess Cruises, the mobility questionnaire. Every cruise line, guys, everyone has a form. And weirdly so, every cruise line has all sorts of information and all sorts of different forms for different things. If you are a military, and this has nothing to do with accessibility, but I will let you know. If you are military and you are traveling on a Princess cruise, there is a military form that you fill out one time, and you're supposed to submit some document and some stuff. And once you submit it the one time, that'll be in your file. And they provide a $250 onboard credit to the military for thanking them for their service. And once you have that information there on your file, every time you book through Princess, you get your 250 onboard credit. So I think that's a magnificent I think Princess does it well when it comes to providing to those in the military some type of benefit. So I think that's a really great one. $250 onboard credit. Let me see. Pack me in your suitcase. I know we're gonna be going to Key West in October. You're on the October cruise, right? I'm looking forward to getting to know you, Miss March. And this Disney does have a form as well. Thank you so much, Bethany, for that. Disney does have a form as well. So you go to Disney Cruises accessibility forms, and you will find one there. Let me see if I can maybe find one for you for the Disney one since we are here. But yeah, so it's really cool to have this information because it'll help you going forward. It'll help you go forward. To make sure that that you. It's called Registering for Disability Access Services, which is DAS. And you go online, and all the information is in there, even the registration process. For Disney, it says guests may discuss their need with a cast member via a live video chat as soon as 30 days prior to their park visit or cruise line. So either or. So you could do it for the park visit, or you could do it for when you're going on a cruise. Just so that you know, guys, for Disney, I don't know if you guys heard, but Disney actually changed their accessibility form. They used to have it when you used to go to the parks, you would go to guest services, and you would tell them whatever your accessibility issue was, whether you were in a wheelchair or you couldn't stand in line for a period amount of time, or whatever the case might be. And they will give you a card with your name, and that'll help you kind of like jump in front of the line. Well, a lot of people took advantage of that. They had no issues whatsoever, and now they cracked down. And when Disney decides to do something, it is like all through the board. So there's no its or what's or whatever. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. So now you not only have to show proof, you have to go online. You have to have that video chat with somebody, a cast member at Disney. You got to show proof that, from a doctor, and they're going to verify it. And once all of that stuff is verified, that certainly you have a disability or whatever the case might be, then that's when they'll provide you with the okay. And whether you're doing a park visit or a cruise, it'll be on their system. And I think you have to renew it every so often with them, just to make sure that everything is still the same. But once you get that accessibility with Disney, you don't have to constantly, check, continue to check that. But yeah, so there's also, right, that's for the parks, for the DCL, but they also have one for the cruise lines. And I'm getting ready to take the training for that. Even though I finished all my Disney training, but I know that there's a training coming up for accessibility and how to help the client with the new process for accessibility that's coming, I think within the next couple of weeks or so, because they're working on a training for us for that. Because more than likely, for those that are doing cruises, they're going to need to fill out all of that stuff and be up to date. So yeah, like all these companies are cracking down on the situation, because at the end of the day, it's very sad. I'll be honest with you, it's very sad that a lot of people that really are in need of these, accessible cabins or park accessibility, whatever it is, that other people that have nothing to do with that are taking advantage of that. That to me is very sad. And I do agree that they should do these things, because, if you really need a room or special access to whatever, then you should be entitled to that access because of your disability or whatever it is that you might have. Okay, so everybody's saying hello there to everybody. So hopefully you guys are having a great Tuesday. Tomorrow, guys, don't forget to come back at 8 p.m. because we're going to be doing Across the Wave. We're going to be going to the Port of London tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun. I've been looking at all this cool information in London, and I'm excited. I'm super excited about tomorrow's show. It's always kind of really neat to learn from other places that you've never been, and it's amazing. So if you have a little bit of time, it's always good to look into these things and kind of learn something from a different place. I do have a really cool announcement to make to you guys, which is becoming more of a reality. Next year, one of my cruises, I'm not going to be possibly traveling a whole lot next year because I'm doing something that is really super cool for me and my family. Next year, we are going to be going on the Celebrity Ascent, and this is going to be in June. It's going to be my first trip to Europe. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to going to Europe. The ship is going to be leaving out of the port of Rome, and it's going to end in Barcelona. So it's going to be very, very memorable for our family, and a lot of memories going to be had on over there. And I can't wait to vlog all of that stuff. So when we talk about these across the waves and these different ports, I kind of like, immerse myself in all this information because I want to learn everything that needs to be learned on that side of the water. So when I get over there, I know a little bit about the area and I'm not just like trying to figure everything out. So the secret is out. And yes, Miss Bethany, Be Kind, Oklahoma, she's going to be going with me. Whoop, whoop, Beth. I can't wait. Weirdly so, guys, this is not a group cruise at all. But I've had some of my clients ask me what to do next year. I said that this is something that I'm going to do. And today I booked 5 cabins on that same ship. So I have 5 more of my clients that are coming, Bethany being one of them. And then I have 5 more. So a total of 6. They're not going to be doing everything that my family and Bethany's family is going to be doing, but they are going to be coming on the Celebrity Ascent with us. So I was thinking today I should have just done a group cruise, but it's amazing. And I'm just blessed to be able to meet, my client, and he's amazing to work with, and I get to meet him and his family, and he has like a whole bunch of family that are coming. So that's going to be a lot of fun. This weekend, I got to meet. He's not here on the chat today. I got to meet Mr. Frank Wagner. So for those of you that seen Mr. Frank every so often on the chat, I actually got to meet him and his lovely wife and his sister. We went to Delosas Pizza in St. Petersburg, which is in John's Path. So we had a great time. I had an amazing time talking with him, his wife, and his sister. And we had pizza there. And we talked a little bit about cruising and different things. So it was very nice, Mr. Frank, to get to meet you and your beautiful wife and your sister. Thank you so much for the invitation to come and have some lunch with you guys over there. And I had a great time. I know Beth. Beth is over there. She's like, yes, I know, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have it's going to be a very cool itinerary. It's going to Rome and it's going to all these different places. I can't wait to see all of those places. But then after all of that is said and done, Beth and her family and my family, we're going to be flying out to Paris, and we're going to be going out to Disney in Paris and checking all of that out. And then we're coming back home. So that's going to be a really cool, and I'll give you guys more details as the time is coming. So it'll be a year from, I think it's like I think the countdown is 390 days or 380 something days from our cruise. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We've had this book for a little bit, but this is the announcement. So now it's out there for everybody to know. That's what we're going to do. And it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So if you guys are interested, let me know, because I have some good rates. I'm so happy I have some good rates. That's why my other the other 5 cabins that came in, they're like, oh, that's a good price. So they all jumped in on it today. So I'm looking forward to getting to meet with you guys and be able to enjoy all of this stuff and have a great time in the Celebrity Ascent with you guys. I know, Beth, we're going to be seeing, I know Mickey Mouse is calling my name too. I've never been to like Paris or any place like that, but I'm actually looking forward to. My daughter's going with me, so she wants to go to Disney in Paris. I specifically want to see the Eiffel Tower. I've never been on that side, so I want to, might as well, since we're on that side, might as well just jump a little bit further and get to go see all of that. So, yes, it is a really good deal. Like Bethany said, I still got on a group rate. I just booked it today. It's hold on, guys. Let me give you the pricing because I have it here fresh. The group rate for two people, the pricing is 4,671.96. That comes with your cruise, your port, your taxes, your drink package, and your Wi-Fi. Because remember, for 2025, Celebrity removed the gratuities, so those you gotta pay on your own. It does not have travel protection. So that's for an E3 category, which is the Edge Veranda Ocean View Balcony. And if you want to go a little higher, you can do the concierge class. That one is 5,921.96. But I also do have some interior on a group rate, and I have some ocean view on a group rate if you're looking for something like that. And that's a really good deal for Celebrity because it comes with your drink package. It's higher if you do it outside of the group than if you were to do it with the group. So I know Cruise Nuts Ascent is a beautiful ship. If you want to come with us, let us know. I'm still taking people. The airfare, Beth, has not been released yet. I think we're gonna figure that out like mid next month. So I'm gonna get with you on that when that comes out. You will need to hire me to be your international language speaker. I would love to have you as my international language speaker, Miss Marjorie. I think that'll be really fun. I can't wait to meet you one day and get to spend some time with you and Cruise Nuts and everybody. I'm looking forward to this October cruise to be able to have a lot of good times with you guys. It's going to be, I think it's going to be epic. I'm looking really forward to that. But yeah, so if you guys are interested and maybe you don't have anything to do next June, think about it. You never know. I would love to have all of you guys over there. We'll do a whole traveling with Tinkerbell party. That one thing I will be doing is a live stream. So if you guys want to be part of that live stream, you might want to come on board. And I know Cruise Nuts is always in Cozumel. He just had a really Cruise Nuts. I really like that breakdancing vlog that you had yesterday. That was pretty cool. So thank you for putting that out there. Let me see. Let me know. Yep. Okay, Beth, I will let you know. I'll send you a message because I know you'll be recovering and all of that. So I'll send you a message and I'll let you know to figure those deets out and see how everything's going to work. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I get to spend some time with Bethany, and I think it's her husband is the one that's going. But it's going to be a lot of fun getting to spend 2 weeks with her, and I'm looking forward to enjoying that time with her. It's going to be magnificent. Guys, if you guys did not know, we have an actual store. Traveling with Tinkerbell store has now been open on YouTube. And you might want to check out all the cool shirts. I'm not wearing one right now. I actually put a lot of my favorite colors out there. There's even bucket hats that says Tootles on it. There's all sorts of cool stuff. So I did put the link. I did pin the link on YouTube. And if you go to any of my videos, you'll see the store is now open for you to buy and all the sorts of different merchandise. There's about 40 different varieties of shirts. Like we went crazy when it came. And mind you, we didn't even put the other half. We just decided to put some now, and then we're going to alternate some down the road so you guys can have different types of shirts and things like that. Yep, my husband and I, it feels like we're long lost friends and sister from. It really does, Miss Beth, and I love you with all my heart. And I feel truly blessed that I get to enjoy your time and get to know you and your husband, and It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. It's like I'm like now like a little kid counting down the days. Like I'm like, yay! Like next month will be a whole year, like 12 months. I can't wait. And I cruise a lot, but this is kind of like different because I've never been, to the other side. And I don't know what to expect, guys. I'm like, so if you guys have been to Europe, Rome, Italy, and all those places, I know I'm going to go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. That much I know I'm going to do. I want to go to Pompeii because that's one of the stops. I want to be able to see. I love history, so I want to be able to see all of that cool stuff. But if you guys have any cool info, places to go, places to eat, all of that, because I'm going to be spending 3 nights in Rome. We're going to go to the Colosseum, the Vatican. We're going to have some tours there. So if you guys have any inside info, let me know. Trust me, I would want to get all that information. Then I could pass it down to Beth and say, hey, you want to do this? So it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, we put a lot of merchandise, but there's a lot more, but we're going to rotate every so often. So you guys will have different shirts and different things. Because I know that M was asking about it. So there is a TWT crew. And in the back, it says Tootles. They have it on hoodies, T-shirts, and the hats are also there. I think we even put slides on there and some other stuff. So if you can, and if you would like to have something that says Traveling with Tinkerbell, go check the store out. It is now open, and it is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see, people with the merch out there. I'm looking forward to getting mine in. I did place some order for mine in different various colors. So I'm going to be rocking those soon. And as soon as I get them in, I will show you what they look like so that you can see, and we can take it from there. But now we actually have a store. The channel is going forward. We're rocking and rolling. I can't wait. We also have the group cruise, guys. And don't forget that if you want to go on this group cruise, check this out.
Good evening, everyone. We've got a very special announcement to make today. From Sunday, April 20th to Sunday, April 27th of 2025, we'll be hosting our first ever Traveling with Tinkerbell group cruise on none other than the Carnival Celebration. The itinerary is simple. We'll be departing from the Port of Miami in Florida on the 20th. Our first day will be a simple day at sea where you can explore the boat and check out what's on board. Try some of the food at the buffet, or grab a Guy Fieri burger by the pool and relax. Following that, we'll be stopping at Amber Cove in Dominican Republic, then San Juan in Puerto Rico, and lastly St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands before 2 more sea days to take us back to port. If you're interested in joining us, you can book now at Gonzalez at ExpediaCruises.com. The phone number is 813-608-2935, and the website link will be in the description below. We hope to see you on board when the time comes.
Well, there you guys have it. Oh no, cruise nuts, you're going on a 15 days to Isla Mujeres in Cozumel. You can't switch that? It will be so much fun. I know, it's like you should just, are you planning on buying like a house or something over there? Because I know you're always over there. You like Cozumel, but you know a lot of people there too as well. I noticed that you have a lot of people that you know over there. And I know that, Jay from the Ship Life, he also loves Cozumel. Half of the time he goes to Cozumel. So, and I love Cozumel. I've been there quite a bit of time. I've done the ferry thing to Playa del Carmen and all of that, and even done the an excursion around Cozumel, because a lot of people usually tend to just get off the ship and kind of like wander around that area. But Cozumel is pretty neat. They have some really nice beaches and stuff, especially Paradise Beach if you want to go there. Mr. Sancho's, I heard that a lot of people not liking Mr. Sancho's a whole lot, so now they go to Paradise Beach. They also have a different, let me see, there's like 3 different ones that you pay. I know it's Mr. Sancho's, Paradise Beach, and there's another one that starts with a C. I forgot their name. Maybe it's because it's not a lot of people go there. But yeah, so if you're interested in maybe joining us on the celebrity ascent, let me know, guys. We're still taking takers, it was never meant to be like a group, trust and believe. It was never meant to be that. I was just going to go with my family, and now here we are. My family has been extended. But you know what, it is with happiness, that my family has been extended, because I get to meet Bethany. That Bethany and I talk on the phone all the time, but I get to actually meet with her now, and I get to meet with my other 5 clients and their spouses and their friends that are coming. So it's really cool to be able to get to know them, and it's different because we're going to spend a lot of time together. So more than likely, we're probably going to have like dinner at least once, because I know everybody's doing their own thing, but at least with the other people. Bethany and I are a different situation. So, but yeah, guys. So, what else are you guys doing today on a Tuesday? You guys are what are your plans for this week? Are you guys ready for this? Are the kids getting ready to come off from school? Because I know mine is this Friday is her last day. Um, are you guys, do you have it? Well, most of you might not have any kids, but if you do have any children, are they almost done with school? What are your plans for this summer? Are you guys going on any cruises? What are you guys doing? Like, it's going to be a lot of fun, this summer. So what are you guys up to? 3 days. Ooh, Will. I love that ship. Are you going with Keith from Cruising with Keith? Because I think he's also going to be on the horizon. Wait a minute. No, he's going next week. Is it? I think it's next week that he goes. I think it's next week because tomorrow we are, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, he will be on the horizon this weekend. Yep, because our next Wednesday, he is going to be coming live from the horizon. Okay, yep. Oh, that's pretty neat. That's awesome that you guys get to see each other. Look at that. Anybody else going on a vacation? Because I know a lot of you guys do travel and stuff like that. I know Cruise Nuts just got back from Cozumel and all of that. So hopefully you guys are traveling over the summer, at least doing something. I don't have a whole lot this summer. I am going on the weekend to Key West. And then my next cruise is going to be Utopia of the Seas, which is going to be July 15th. So I will be there 4 days before its inaugural cruise. So that's going to be a cool event that we're having as travel agents. So I'll be there for that. And then after that, let me see, July, September, I'll be back in Utopia. Ooh, 60 days till the Jubilee. Ooh, I like that. Is this your first time on Jubilee, Will? Man, that's a sister ship to Celebration. So yeah, after that in September, my husband and I will be back in Utopia. I'm in July, I'm going with my daughter. In September, I'll be with my husband because I was going to go on MSC, but I decided to switch it over. So in order to get the same days, because my husband had his time off, then we ended up in Utopia again. But that's really cool because I get to spend the time with him. Okay, so you were there in January. Oh my God, Cruise Nuts. Don't say anything, shh, quiet. It's only for your eyes to read. But and then after September, then we have the Boost Cruise 2.0. And then I get to meet a whole lot of you guys, including Cruise Nuts and his wife, Miss Tracy. I'm looking forward to that, and possibly meeting Miss Marjorie and Eddie and Alice and Jeremy and Cheryl and many, many, many more creators that are coming. I know I've actually been to Isla Mujeres, but I know it's a really nice place to go. It's a very nice place to go, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard about it. What is it used to? It used to called it was like a show where you can buy houses in Cozumel. I think it was Caribbean Life. I don't know if it was on Netflix or one of those streaming things. And I used to love watching it because you get to see all these really cool properties and how much they cost. And I'm like, you could, for that, I could just buy a house in Cozumel or Isla Mujeres or someplace up there for really, like really cheap, and, or buy a little land and build there, a house. So I don't know if you guys have ever hear about Caribbean Life, but if you've never watched that show, check it out because they show you Aruba, Curacao, Mexico, Dominican Republic, St. Kitts, like all over the Caribbean. It's called Caribbean Life. And these are realtors that sell different houses, property, lands, and different things. And you get to see, it's like for every show you watch is, I think, one couple, and then they show like three or four different, I think it's like 3 or 4 different houses, and then they get to pick which house they want to buy. So it's really cool because you get to see 4 different properties and you get to see which ones you might like and the pricing on all the properties and all of that. So I got really involved. This was like, I'm sorry, this show was a long time ago. It was before I was a travel agent. And I was always looking forward because I always said I wanted to buy a house, one in Aruba and one in Curacao, because those are my favorite islands to be. I love going over there, great people. And it was so much fun to watch all of that. Let me see. It was on one of the home channels. Mexico Life is another one. That is true. Well, Mexico Life was the other one. And if you've never watched it, at least try watching it, because obviously those houses are probably sold, but at least you kind of get like information as to how much these houses cost if you were to buy one, even in St. Thomas, because they have St. Thomas on there. And it's really cool. The prices were not too extravagant to say, and the houses were really nice. And some of these houses, they needed a little bit of repair, but not all of them. I remember they even had one show in Puerto Rico, and I seen some of the houses over there, and I'm like, "Ooh, that's pretty cool." I own a house over there, so I have one over there. So if I need to go, I have a house where I can go. But so I already have one in the Caribbean. But it's kind of cool that you get to see the pricing of these houses and stuff. It opens your eyes to, like, man, the cost of living over there is fairly cheaper than over here. And you can get so much more over there than what you get over here. So it's really cool. Even in Puerto Vallarta, I have a friend of mine that just bought a condo in Puerto Vallarta to turn it over to an Airbnb, and it's fully furnished. And he got a really great price for a condo in front of the ocean. It's really nice. And I'm like, wow, that was a good investment. So, some people, you could buy it as an Airbnb and just, have an investment over there, and then whenever you want to go visit, you have your own place to go and crash instead of having to pay for a hotel. So yeah, those were some cool, if you ever watched those were some really nice shows for sure. But yeah, now that we're getting ready to wrap this show up, I just wanted to give you some announcements. So tomorrow, Across the Way, we'll be back tomorrow for the Port of London. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys come. And if you guys want to hear a little bit about London, the history and all of that, come tomorrow. We're going to check that out. Oh, look, Miss Bethany says Caribbean Life was awesome. We should have bought it sooner in Roatan as prices that went up. That is on our, I know you love Roatan. See, you could have bought a nice little house over there for you. And you could have just gone and come back as many times as you want. Have a good evening. Well, thank you so much for being here, sir, today. So Across the Wave is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Like I said, we're going to be talking about the Port of London, history around the port, excursions, and everything else in between. Let me see what else is coming down. I will be having a live stream this weekend, so stay tuned for that. I'm working on the thumbnail, so I'm going to put it up. Hopefully by tomorrow, it should be up in the channel. If you're looking to getting some merch, the information is there. The shop is open. if you're looking for that. If you're looking for tumblers and things like that, that link is also on my webpage. That is through my daughter's company. She's the one that is doing all of that for me. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all the announcements that I have, other than our group cruise in April 20th. So we're having that group cruise, and the announcement that we're going to Europe next year, which was the main announcement today. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show. You enjoy the information of the accessible cabins, the forms, and all of that. Maybe it's something that you learn new today. If you do have friends that have some sort of accessibility and they do travel by cruise, please let them know that there is a form that they need to fill out. I will hate for somebody to go through this situation where they're already having a great time and thinking that they're going on a cruise, guys. It is very important that you guys know all this information. That's why, we do all of these live streams, so that I can provide you as a travel agent all of these great information for you guys. I know all of the information, but a lot of people don't know. So if you have a friend, a relative, or anywhere on Facebook, just put the word out there, please get your forms filled. And yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun, and then you get on the cruise and you have a great time and you don't got to worry about it. I felt horrible for this gentleman, to be honest with you. All his family got to go on the vacation, and he was left behind. So that was very sad. But I don't know if he really needed his scooter, because he could have gone without his scooter. They could have kept it there for him, but I don't know the whole gist of really what's going on in that case. But I just wanted to bring you that information, guys, so that you guys are in the know, and that way it doesn't catch you by surprise. Because I don't want any of my best friends and the people that I love with all of my heart to have a situation when they're going on a cruise and then you're not able to because you didn't fill out a simple document. So with that being said, guys, I'm hoping you guys have a great rest of your week. I will see you all back here tomorrow at the same time. Well, not at the same time. Tomorrow's 8 p.m. So at 8 p.m., stay safe. Love you guys all to the moon and back. And thank you, Miss M. Miss M is so sweet. Miss M, I don't know if you were hearing the whole thing, but go check out the shop. Your shirt is there for you. And they also have a little bucket hat that says Tootles on the front. Love you guys to the moon and back. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. May God bless all of you guys. Toodles. Love you all. Bye-bye.